It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions on Sunday night primetime.
Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson up here in the booth. Greg, we've looked at this matchup, talked about the offenses, the defense. It feels like a tight one, and usually what does that mean? Special teams could be a big factor in who gets out of here with the W.
Each week when we come into these games, Mike, we probably do a disservice to just the importance of how much special teams plays a factor in deciding the outcome of these games. And you're exactly right. When teams find themselves very similar on offense, very similar on defense, all the metrics, all the stats, can you find an advantage, even the slightest one, in the kicking game, the return game, generate a turnover or a big kick return? Sometimes that little slight advantage is all you need to tip the scales in your favor.
Now return coming from the 7. Strong. Now an opening past the 30. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads them out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's going to be hit and drop behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down. Goff. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Goff to throw, and that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So on fourth down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. Amir Smith-Marset goes back to return it. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
Let's not forget, Mike, not too long ago, Russell Wilson was not only the face and one of the top superstars of the NFL, he was a bona fide Hall of Fame quarterback. So the talent and the resume, it's still there. He puts together one of those vintage performances we've seen throughout the years. This team's going to be hard to beat.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and The ball falls incomplete.
On third down, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
It seemed there was a bit of a busted coverage in the secondary, and I think that's what led that receiver to be so wide open. And that's a ball that just needs to be put on him. It doesn't have to be a perfect throw. It doesn't have to be thrown on the money. Just make it catchable and take advantage of that opportunity.
A fair catch. He's going to call it and take it right around his own 30-yard line. The Lions offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
He's trying to set the tone here for the rest of the game and let this defense know there is not a blade of grass on this field that you don't have to defend, because he reared back and he let that one eat. And he's got to work a little bit on his touch, a little bit on his accuracy, but I don't think he needs to work on his arm strength.
That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 29.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
This one caught by Patrick. Here's a 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That's over the middle, taken in by Laporta. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Goff. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. He's got his tight end, that's Laporta. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
On 1st and 10, here's Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. To throw is Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Throwing, Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he's in! Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions.
When I think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run here with the rookie. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. The big lineman, Aleem McNeil, ends the play there. Second down and 8. Now Russ. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man complete to Johnson. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Giants.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. A big-time play out of the G-men. And even 30 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. Now it's Wilson. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, but he has the first down inside the 10-yard line. It's first and goal.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize how many yards do I need to get for the first down, and just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they were able to convert.
A second effort, and he is in. Wan'Dale Robinson. Touchdown, Giants.
That's a heck of a run right there, and I can't tell you, Mike, how many running backs coaches I've heard over the years say, your responsibility with the ball is to make the first guy miss. We can't block everybody on the field. That's the role of a good running back, and you see it here. All it takes is one missed tackle to get this guy in space, and he's able to do the rest with his legs and take it all the way.
Now it's Graham Gano for the PAT. He knocks it through. And the Giants will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork, a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate and an opportunity for a big shot. You end up falling short.
A second down throw for Goff. He's going to take a shot down the field. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
As that play unfolded, Mike, I thought he was going to have a chance to find the end zone for the second time here today. And I'll be honest, if I'm the play caller, at the end of this drive, I might give him one more shot at the end zone. But either way, they got to be thinking coming away here with 6.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Goff. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Goff to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. So we are through 1 on Sunday Night Football. All even on the scoreboard. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. from the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. First down and goal. Now, Goff. That is caught, and he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not...
Good blocking, and he's in. David Montgomery. Touchdown, Detroit. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Bates now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions will move out to a 14-7 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Giants offense make their way out to take over once more. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Throw, right side, taken in by Neighbors. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's caught downfield by Robinson. 2 plays, 2 nice pickups to start the drive. This one a gain of 18.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense.
Now it looks like Dan Campbell will go ahead and throw the red challenge flag here. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just 1 challenge for the remainder of the game. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. quick throw to Neighbors on the RPO. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
2nd and 7. On the zone read, a give to Tracy. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Wilson makes the read and keeps it himself. Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark. But he is short. They've held him on 4th down.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Goff going to get this out to St. Brown. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff gives it to Gibbs. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
From the gun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They go play action now. Wilson. This one complete right side. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
They'll go to the ground, and here's Tracy on first down. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. Left side in the hands of Neighbors. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
That's to Robinson. He's got it. He is in. Wandale Robinson. Touchdown, New York. That his 2nd touchdown tonight.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Gano on to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Giants will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. First and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. First down throw there is incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing on second down, Goff.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to third down and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there, and that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Jack Fox now, as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he'll be brought down. Short return. and they'll take over there. The Giants offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
On second down, Russ looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Malik Neighbors, the intended receiver. And it's going to be third down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Here's Jamie Gillen on now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Lions offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with first and 10. Throwing, Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. To throw is Goff. Catch is made. That is Williams. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. Give him 16 there, and a first down.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome, so it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. We'll try again. It's second and 10. Back to the air, it's Goff. That is brought in. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. Goff to throw. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. Here's Bates for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Eric Gray to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Wilson. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. This one is caught by Robinson. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. This one off the upright. He had the distance, but it's no good. So we've reached halftime here at Ford Field, and the Lions have the lead. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. I think we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. This returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. A throw on the move is caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for. Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. Now Russ. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And he'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2, down to the 2.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
He'll try to run this one in. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. He'll try to run. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on downs.
These are the opportunities when they present themselves, you have to capitalize. And in this case, it was the defense that forced the turnover on downs and kept them out of the end zone.
So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Second down and 3. From the gun, it's Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game. Just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing it.
Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. Second and a yard. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On 2nd down, Goff. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Goff to throw on 1st down. He'll get this out wide. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Goff to throw. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. He's got his tight end, that's Laporta. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
I love these crossing routes, Mike. Not only do they put so much stress into the deep layers of the defense, but they really allow the wide receivers to run with the ball after the catch. We just saw a great example why, and it led to a huge chunk play.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. Got his man at the 6. And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where...
So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Here's Gibbs, and he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
One more time, they try Gibbs. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. He had the touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Bates now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Gray gonna return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. On the give, it's Tracy. And this will be a Giants first down. He has this one past the 35 to about the 37.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Play action. Now, Wilson. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down. Couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. A throw on the run is complete. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. A quick throw here on the RPO. It's caught by Johnson.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Wilson will throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, Wilson. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson, who outs another catch for his favorite target. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first, so it'll bring up 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on downs. The Lions offense ready to get back to work. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On 1st down, it's Goff. This one caught by Patrick. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock, and without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Gibbs. Gibbs with a first down and more. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's a 2nd and 6. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Our run here with Gibbs. And now we get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold them to 2 and bring up 3rd down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
On 4th down, that brings Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal. This from 34 yards. Bates' kick is good. And the Lions will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
An incompletion there isn't ideal by any means, Mike, but I think that's one of those passes where he made sure that ball was either going to end up in his guy's hands or out of bounds.
On 2nd down, Wilson. He gets that complete downfield to Slayton. That one good for 26 yards.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win here for the Lions. And it was their defense that led the way as they pitched a shutout in the second half. No points allowed, and they cruised to victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.